Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is to give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a pet grooming business plan and financial projections. So for this video, what I want to do is really just touch on briefly, a couple of thoughts and ideas on what to put into your company information section of the business plan. But I do want to go into a little bit more details as to how to construct your financial projections for a pet grooming business plan. So without further ado, let's go ahead and zip through this little PowerPoint presentation that I have concocted for your listening and viewing pleasure. So first and foremost, let me just go ahead and set your expectations with a little bit of information about me, and then we're going to talk about you and your pet grooming business plan needs. I am a professional business writer, specifically a business plan writer. So if y'all do want some assistance in writing your pet grooming business plan, you want to avoid the trials and tribulations, be delighted to do that for you. Just pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, and I can definitely help. Next is going to be that if you do want to write your own business plan for your pet grooming company, definitely kudos to you. Just make sure to follow some kind of a guide. And what I mean by that is I do have some books published on Amazon for templates and structures on how to write a business plan. So you might want to go ahead and pick that up off of Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon, type in my name, Paul Borosky, MBA, and voila, you'll have a few books to choose from. And then finally, educational background. I am an adjunct professor and subject matter expert for both business and finance, so I do know what I'm talking about in both the business aspect as well as the financial aspect. And finally, like I said, expert finance. If you need some help with the financial projections, again, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. Be delighted to assist. All right, enough about me. Let's talk about your pet grooming business plan. So first and foremost, when you're writing up your company description section of the business plan, of course, you're going to want to talk about where you're going to be located and some of your competitive advantages. What are you going to do better than everybody else? But one of the things you definitely want to touch on is going to be the services that you're going to provide. Some pet groomers are going to do only cats. They might do dogs. Heck, you might do birds. Can't imagine doing fish, but again, so it's going to be, dogs or cats or both. Whatever it is, make sure you touch on the animal specific that you're going to be working with, but also the services. Are you going to bathe them? Are you going to cut the nails? Are you going to give them stylish cuts? What are the services that you're going to provide? Make sure you're clear. Make sure you're succinct. You don't want to go overboard. Maybe the top 4 or 5 revenue generators, and then say at the bottom in the appendix a full list of services. You don't want the company information section to be disproportionate to the other aspects of the plan. And then finally, also one more tip for the company description section. In the introduction, make sure to briefly touch on a statistic or two in relations to pet grooming. For example, I've read studies that individuals, they actually spend more money on their pets than they do their kids. And so, that's just a fact. And when you have people that passionate about their pets, they're going to drop a dime or two on the pet grooming. So just, keep that in mind. Maybe throw a statistic or two in there, in introductory, to show the growing and high demand for the services before you start talking about your organization. All right, number 2, tip 2, financial projections. When you're doing your financial projections for a pet grooming business plan, you don't want to list every service. You don't want to write, dog bath, small dog, large bag, a cat bath, a small cat, large bath, large cat. And then break into different services, styling and hair cutting and nail trimming. If you try to put all these services in there and then put a bunch of prices in there and then try to estimate how many customers are going to get each one of these services on a daily basis, you're going to pull your hair out. And every one of those assumptions that you make, you're going to be wrong anyways. I don't care if you've had a business for pet grooming for the last 20 years. There's pretty much no way you're going to be able to project what you're going to make next month or the month after that. It's just not possible. So what I do when I do my financial projections for pet groomers is I'm going to ask you, what is your average charge? Your customer walks in, what's the average ticket? Is it $90? Is it $120? Just give me an average. And so typically, an average for a pet grooming might be about $90. The next thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's talk about the variable costs, the shampoos and the bows or whatever, or the bandanas. What are the variable costs? Typically, it's going to be rather low. It's definitely a service-based industry, grooming, and which also leads to large profit margins too. So next step is going to be to estimate what your variable costs are. In this example, it's going to be $8. Once we have our variable costs and average price, we're going to deduct the variable cost from the average price. It's going to give us our gross profits. We are then going to identify how many customers on average we're going to take care of on a daily basis. So if they're coming to us, we might be able to squeeze in 10, especially if we've got a couple of assistants. So we multiply the 10 by the 82, and that's going to give us a gross profit daily of $820. Next thing we want to do is multiply that gross profit by the days we're going to be working in the month. I'm estimating we're going to have 25 days we're going, about 6 days a week. And that's going to give us monthly gross profits of about $20,000. Not too shabby. Once we have our revenues all lined up and calculated, we then want to go ahead and identify what our monthly fixed costs are going to be. We might have a loan payment of $500, inventory that we're dropping for $1,000, labor of $3,000. We have a lease payment $1,500, utilities $650, marketing. We definitely want to keep our advertising up and at it. $2,000, accounting, legal, insurance, $150, and then miscellaneous, our catch-all. There is, again, you can be in business for 1,000,000 years, and there's always going to be some kind of fee or some kind of cost that's going to come up that's unexpected, and it's going to happen on a monthly basis, and it's always going to be different. And so for this example right here, what I'm saying is our miscellaneous or our catch-all is going to be about $1,000. We total all this good stuff up, and it gives us a total monthly fixed cost of about $9,800. Our final step is to figure out what our profits are. So what we're going to do for the monthly profits, we're going to bring down our $20,500. We're going to bring it down here, and that's going to be our monthly gross profits. We are then going to take our monthly fixed cost, $9,800. We're going to bring it right here. And the final step is we're going to back out that $9,800 from the $20,500. It's going to leave us a net profit of $10,700. Now, the beautiful thing about this handy-dandy little structure here is that once we have this financial model set up and built, we can then change our average grooming price. We can change our variable cost. We can change the number of customers. Hell, we can change the number of the days in the month. And once we change these variables, our net profits are going to change and update as well. So we can find the price points that are going to work best for our pet grooming business. And we can then use that financial model, not only as our business plan, but also in operations too, to help us better understand what our profits are going to be for the next week, month, year, and so on. All right. So in summary, hopefully this information was helpful. First and foremost, make sure to follow a proven format. If you go to the SBA, if you go to somewhere and you just get a general business plan template and you try to customize that business plan template to meet your pet grooming business, you're going to be struggling almost as much as if you started from scratch. For the simple fact is you go to the SBA or you go to the bank and the bank gives you a template, they're going to give that same template to a restaurant. They're going to give it to an industrial manufacturer. They're going to give it to a truck driver. They're going to give it, to a lawn maintenance person. And then what they expect you to do is to figure out what you need and what you don't need. And by the time you're done figuring that out, you then have to write your business plan. So when you're writing your business plan, if you don't start from scratch, make sure to follow some kind of a proven format. On my website, I do have I am writing up a template for a pet grooming business. So if you do want a template, I do sell those. Visit my website. We'll talk about that in a second. Next thing is going to be to keep the star of the show as the business. Yes, you've been doing pet grooming for 20 years and you have significant training and your pets, they go on to win championships and that stuff is great. And we definitely want to mention that in the organization management section of your business plan. But we don't want to make you the star of the show. We want the business to be the star of the show. So just keep that in mind when you're writing the business plan. Keep the focus on the business. Talk about the business. It's all about the business, and you are a supporting cast member to that business. And then finally, if you need some assistance in writing your own business plan, please pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'd be delighted to assist not only in writing your business plan or editing your business plan, but also doing the financial projections if that's the only section you need. And then finally, if you do want some more information on how to write a pet grooming business plan, please visit my website at qualitybusinessplan.com/how to write a pet grooming business plan. On this site, I do provide you all excuse me, with some more tips and tricks for each section of the business plan. For the company information section, the marketing section, industry analysis section, advertising section, funding request section. So I've got tips and tricks and all of those good stuff right here on that website. And then finally, excuse me, if you do want a template for a pet grooming business plan template, go to my website again, qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan templates. And I am constructing a pet grooming business plan template. It is on my list to do. I don't know when it's going to be done, but if you check on that template, that website, and that very well could be there. If not, send me a message. Let me know you're waiting for it, and I'll give you a heads up as to what my estimated time frame for completion if it's not already done. So hopefully this website, or not this website, if this, hopefully this video was helpful to give you all some tips and tricks on how to write a pet grooming business plan. And if you all need some assistance, again, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text. And as always, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and have a fantastic day. Thank you.